Hello, welcome back to Open, everyone. All right, so the New York Common Pantry served many individuals throughout the years by donating food for those in need. And now, for the holidays, they are looking to help more, including the Abram House, a community base to help including they're helping the Abram House, excuse me, which is a community-based organization that provides a holistic family-based program of services to families who struggle to cope with poverty, violence, crime, and lack of essential services in the South Bronx. And joining us now to tell us more, we welcome New York Common Pantry PSC Wellness Coordinator Tamar Pacht and PSC Program Manager Kemp. Hello, ladies, and welcome. Thank you for your service.
Thank you very much. Happy to do it.
Yes. Let's start by explaining what PSC stands for. How about that?
So PSC stands for Policy Systems and Environments. We're part of our Live Healthy branch for New York Common Pantry. Some of the work that we do is related to direct education, providing people with information on how to live and eat healthier. With our PSC branch, we start to look at a little bit more outside of just our individual decisions and how they impact our health, but really looking at the policies that go into place that get food into our communities, also looking at things like what is served in our school lunches or wellness activities that are offered to students, and where there are gaps in ability, we provide that support to either get funding for it or help to connect resources within the community to each other.
All right, and you're Aura.
I am
right?
Aura,
I just want to make sure that everybody knows Aura and Tamar, right? Tamar?
Yes.
Tamar. And so, and you are the wellness coordinator, right? So what does that entail?
It entails carrying out, a lot of the things that Aura mentioned. Some of the specific things that we do include helping schools build edible gardens, helping them get nutrition education. Let's see, what else do we do, Aura?
We do a lot. So creating school wellness policies and helping them to implement things inside the classroom and linking it in with hands-on learning so that the reinforcement of nutrition education is there in the classroom and at home.
So how is it that you're able to gauge? Do you do surveys? Do you go visit them personally? How are you able to decipher who needs what?
So a lot of times we ask the community who would like our support and help. As part of the Department of Education's requirements, every school should have a school wellness policy. They should at least have a school wellness council. So a lot of times we'll come into a location, we'll come into a school, we'll meet with the principal, we'll meet with some of the staff and faculty and see who's interested in being more involved in making the school a healthier place. And from there, we'll help them to see what kind of things can be done in the school to help boost children's overall health and wellness, whether it's just sitting down and having lunch with the kids and getting to see them eat healthier items, or if it's creating a wellness policy for parties so that they can bring in healthy snacks, and then giving them the information so they can actually implement those changes.
So Common Pantry, right? So how does that work together? Because you're referencing schools a lot, and I know initially, like our segment is geared towards Abraham housing, right?
It is.
And so explain to me how that loads itself in that area as well, right? Because now you're talking about schools a lot, of course, which I find very, very important because they're the next generation, and the prevention begins there, right? It's a mindset. And so assuming this is a community that's underserved, I don't know, so please share.
So the reason we got involved with Abraham House is because they have an after-school program for children, coming from those neighboring schools, and that was enough for us to step in. They started a garden. We're hopefully going to help them expand that garden. It's been growing some great stuff already. And just bring wellness to those kids and their parents, and contribute to the community as a whole. It's a ripple effect.
It is a ripple effect. And so what does your program consist of? Give me a day. Well, just one. All right, I know there's many. I already got it from the laugh, from the giggle. She's like, well, but my first time just becoming familiar with the importance of a healthy lifestyle and what it means to grow my own vegetables. How about that? We'll start there.
All right. Well, It could be anything from coming here to BronxNet and being able to meet with other people from our community, going out to different sites and meeting with representatives at those locations, figuring out initiatives that they'd like to see implemented and how it is that we can support. Underneath the umbrella of New York Common Pantry, we really are looking to address barriers that keep people from being able to live their best lives. And that comes up in a lot of different environments. It's not just school or community center. A lot of it is being able to provide support in places where people aren't currently getting it. So through our other 6 branches with New York Common Pantry, we do, senior programming, we have our hot meals, we have our Help 365 that goes all across the 5 boroughs. Our Live Healthy team really is geared towards nutrition education. So when it comes to getting access to food, anywhere where we can help and intervene and making that a little bit easier for our community is what we're looking to do. So with Abraham House, we were able to connect with them. We found common ground by being able to bring in a garden. We're able to do our nutrition education, but then we wanted to also ask, what else can we do to help support you here? And so they said, well, what about doing a food drive? Doing food drives is something that as a pantry we do every single year, and it's really successful. Being able to help others with the skills that we have at the pantry to implement those same kind of programs in other community-based organizations is one way that we can help train others to be able to do this on their own and give them the skills to be able to boost up and say, we're going to do this for our community now every year as well.
And so who do you decide where the food is distributed to? Like, how does that work? Like, people come to the pantry to shop, and also in that exchange, is there educational material provided to kind of elevate them, right? Because that's what this is all about.
Do you want to
You can take that one, right?
No, I don't mind talking about it.
Well, there's 2 things going on. There's this food drive for Abraham House, and there's also the daily operations at New York Common Pantry. Briefly touching upon what's going on at Abraham House is we're trying to select foods that are on on the healthier side to help people have a healthier Thanksgiving, and we're also going to briefly talk to them about what are some quick tips that you can use to make your Thanksgiving healthier.
And what are some quick tips? How about that?
Well, I'm so glad you asked. Some really quick tips would be you can pick reduced fat and lower sodium options. For example, using 1% milk, and a lot of canned foods have a lower sodium option. You could use light mayonnaise. That would help. You can rethink your drink. Instead of drinking sugary beverages like soda and juice, consider sparkling water, consider unsweetened teas, or just drink water. And you can also try making half of your plate fruits and vegetables. I would recommend starting by choosing your vegetables and other sides, going for the protein, and then only then thinking about the carb sides.
So, in layman's terms, let's talk about the plate. What should the plate look like?
So half of your plate should be fruits and vegetables. I think that's probably the easiest thing to think of. So, when you're sitting at the table, get things like your yams, get the things like your collards, get those things onto your plate first, and then go for your proteins. Most of us have turkey around for Thanksgiving, so having that on your plate is a really good option for a leaner meat. And then go for some of the, the stuffings and the sweets and things. But think of those last. Try and get your vegetables in first, and then you'll be probably setting yourself up pretty well for the day.
And for the rest of the holiday season.
Well, it's a marathon, not a sprint. So the little things add up over time. So yeah, definitely taking it one thing at a time and just thinking a bit more consciously when you're putting things onto your plate or when you're going to drink something, making sure to at least balance it out with some of those other healthy, hydrating, having the water and having your vegetables in there too.
Wonderful. Thank you for the tips, ladies. I hope you guys are listening. And once again, to be contributors to the Abraham House, where should they go?
So we're trying to do this food drive a little differently. I'm going to briefly talk about the traditional ways you can contribute, but we're also going to be doing online contributions. So if you're, you don't have time to go, drop off food, you can go online to tinyurl.com/ahbronx. And that's going to lead you to an Amazon wish list. And you can purchase foodstuffs through Amazon, and it'll be shipped directly to Abraham House. Just trying to make it easier for people to contribute. If people want to contribute in the more traditional way, they can arrange a drop-off, they can arrange a pickup by contacting us. And also they can drop off at our Live Healthy location, which is 423 East 138th Street. or they can drop off at a local restaurant, Motley Kitchen. That's 402 East 140th Street. They so generously offered to help out.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you so much
your
for
service,
having
and
us.
thank you for the tips.
Yeah, have a
Laura,
happy and healthy
Tamar.
Thanksgiving.
Oh, thank you. Happy and healthy Thanksgiving to you as well. Thank you. Ladies, you guys. Ladies over here. For you guys, once again, to help donate and purchase food that will be delivered to Abraham House, make sure to visit tinyurl.com/AHBronx. All right, to arrange pickup and drop-offs, we have that too. You can contact Tamar at tpact, that's TPACT, at nycommonpantry.org. All right, we have to take a quick break, but when we return, we'll hear all about an upcoming artisan fair and book expo you don't want to miss.